Okay, this is part two to my little story of why I believe in God. Um, literally about 5 years ago, it was the accident happened in November, and I was on this nonstop quest to, let's say, I'm gonna watch how I say this because I ain't married now, to find a better half. And I literally made a complete and unadulterated fool of myself for a good part of November, December, January, February, March. So that was 5 months after the accident. Still didn't get no counseling now, okay, which I really needed. I'm not gonna tell you the stuff I did because it's legendary, stupid. And you know how you see that commercial, Captain Obvious? Well, just call me Lieutenant Clueless, honestly. And I remember the day I met my future wife. um, I was on a site called Plenty of Fish, and as a comedian would say, most of those people on that site were fish they threw back, including myself. Um, I used to literally, because I was so bored and just didn't care anymore. I used to just get into arguments with people and, well, not people, but women online. Because, see, you know how y'all do. You got this list a mile long. I need a man with six-pack abs. And you need to make over $100,000 a year. You gotta have everything. You gotta have your own car, your own home, your own life, your own friends. I mean, this long list. You gotta be this certain weight, and you as the one that's got this list, you're literally as big as a freaking house. So fat begets fat. And at that time, I was pushing at least, I'd say, what, 310. I was up there. Still am, but I'm a lot skinnier now. But, and I remember I just, the day before I met my future wife, I blew the engine to my pickup truck. It was a white Ford F-150 two-door. It was like a work truck, but it was the only thing I had left. I blew the engine on the way to a date, which I blew anyway. And blew one prior. I mean, it was pitiful. I mean, and it was to that point where I remember I got on, I got on Plenty of Fish, and I was just about to delete my account. I just gave up. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna find nobody. I literally said I give the F up. I give up. I'm not gonna find nobody. I give up. And for some reason, I deleted all that stuff because I was just getting all kind of arguments. It was hilarious. And I just said, I like to walk. Didn't give the reason, because there's a reason. I'm not gonna put that out there. But I just said I like to walk. That's why on my little YouTube page with my little few followers, it says can't stop walking. There's a reason behind that. If you ever see me face to face, I'll be more than happy to tell you what it is. But I remember I said I like to walk, and I just left it at that. And literally, must have been maybe 2 minutes later, because I was about to delete the account, and someone had replied back, well, I like to walk too. Would you like to go walking sometime? And and my eyes lit up, but it was too late. I'd given up, literally given up. And she said, would you like to go walking sometime? And I says, yeah, well, what about tomorrow? This was a Friday. And now, granted, I blew the engine on my pickup truck. I had no way to get in. Said, well, why don't we go walking at Stone Mountain? See, because I live in Stone. I don't live in Stone Mountain. I live in Lawrenceville. Said, meet me at the entrance is Stone Mountain. We'll go walking. Didn't even exchange phone numbers. Didn't even know what she looked like. And I went, but my father at the time had a tire repair shop called Tread's Tires in Lithonia. And I asked, I said, hey, Daddy, let me borrow the, he had a regular, it was a work truck, but it was literally a piece of crap truck. The motor mounts were going on it. It shook violently when you drove it. And that's all I had to get over there to this date, this walking date, I was so mismatched. It was, I can't remember what color. I think I had a neon green shirt, gray sweatpants, and not even walking sneakers. Not even running sneakers, some flat sneakers. And I remember I remember, it was on the app on there, and, I said, I'm at the gate, blah, blah, blah. And, we met. And, we we started talking and was walking up the mountain. I'm trying to play this off now. I'm 300 and pushing. But you don't realize it doesn't look at it. Stone Mountain, that incline ain't no joke. And it will wear your behind out. Literally, wear you out. And long story short, we had, I literally I wasn't even faking. I was just myself. And I just poured out to, her name is Norma, how I would rather go fight in Afghanistan than to date anyone ever again. And she was just quiet, just taking it all in, Now, remember I said Lieutenant Clueless, right? And I remember the story I told before. I said, Lord, I just want to live. What I was saying was, I want to live my life, and I want to have someone that I could do these things with. And literally, I remember later on when I just gave up, and said, I just give up. I'm never gonna find nobody. I'm not gonna be happy. I give up. I just don't even care no more. And I remember later on, once again, that quiet whisper. This is how God be doing. He said, it's about time. I've been waiting for you to say that. Because you're such a hardhead that I had to let you make a complete and unadulterated idiot of yourself before I allowed the blessing to come. And I truly believe that it wasn't my prayer being answered. I believe it was my wife's prayer being answered. Because she wanted somebody that she could believe in, somebody she could trust, somebody that she could love, that would love her back unhinged. And she didn't realize at the end of this walking date. She was parked outside the gate. I had parked inside the gate. And I said, well, hey, I can give you a ride to your car. But then I forgot I'm in my father's work truck. I'm in literally the Sanford Mobile. And I remember when I got in there, she looked around. And I had already given up, so I wasn't even ashamed. But I could hear that music in the background. I mean, literally. And we talked about it later after we got married. She was more worried about, well, was I like this serial killer? And I'm laughing like, really there? That truck was so effed up that you could have got out the door and ran faster than I could get this thing to go. You know what I mean? And I remember when we got to our car and we hugged and said goodbye, and we went back and gave my father his truck back, and all the guys were there. Hey, how was day? They was all that. He said, and they asked what was the lady driving, and again, Lieutenant Clueless. She was in a convertible BMW. I'm in the Sanford and Son Mobile. Not a freaking dime to my name. Later on, I realized that she was more than interested in me. I was like, well, she seems like a nice woman. Maybe, probably don't want me anyway. We could be friends, and, maybe when I come into town, we go out to dinner and chop it up or whatever. Lieutenant Clueless. And this is how God works. That whole month prior to that one date, I found a wonderful friend. And from that friendship, it became love. We dated for a year. I asked her to marry me. We were engaged for a year, and we got married. And we've been married for over 3 years. And every time I look at her, even in the middle of the night, I smile. Because I can see that God had let a hard-headed fool like myself go so far off the deep end where he reminded me of, Psalms or Proverbs? Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not to thy own understanding, and always acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Well, look at the part where it says lean to thy own understanding. In other words, don't do it on your own. You're supposed to trust in the one up there. You're supposed to trust him with all your heart. And he has taught me, and she has taught me to stay humble. She be thinking of the crazy stuff, but she doesn't know how much I really love her. And that's why I believe part 2. God ain't no joke. He just lets you know in the only way that you're going to understand it. Not the way we understand it, but he'll contact you the way you'll understand it. And when you're ready to listen, that's when the blessing comes.